We want to bring in Admiral James Stavridis. He is the former NATO Supreme Allied Commander with responsibility for Afghanistan. He is now NBC's Chief International Security and Diplomacy Analyst. Admiral Stavridis, it's nice to have you with us on this Saturday morning. Thank you. The U.S. waited less than 48 hours to retaliate for that strike that took place in Kabul here. What do you make of the speed of that retribution, and how likely is it there are more attacks coming from the U.S.?
I think it's impressive, and certainly there will be more coming. I mean, I wouldn't even think of this as a down payment on our revenge. It's kind of a little taste, a little sampler. It's also a signal to the Islamic State that there is certainly more in the locker to come. And that strike came from 1,200 miles away, 1,200 miles from the Arabian Gulf, where our Arab partners are providing basing. We can also fly it from Diego Garcia, British island in the Indian Ocean. We have plenty of options. The Islamic State should know that.
So let me follow up on that, though, Admiral. Of course, in just the next 4 days, the U.S. is supposed to be out of Afghanistan. That means the closest American troops will be hundreds of miles away. Presumably, our intelligence capabilities become more limited when we're not on the ground there. How does that complicate the U.S. effort to hunt down those ISIS-K planners?
Yeah, it's not mission impossible, but it becomes mission really hard. And as a result, we're going to have to knit together information from our satellites, from cyber, from our ability to monitor cell phones, from networks that I suspect the CIA will retain in the country, from allies, nations that have decided not to pull out. We have still reasonable level of intelligence gathering, but it's going to be a lot harder, no question, without those bases, Peter.
Admiral, obviously, it's a very tense situation on the ground there. There was a sobering warning that was delivered to the President of the United States yesterday that the next few days will be the most dangerous period yet, which is saying a lot given that 13 Americans lost their lives just 2 days ago. So what specifically can the U.S. do differently to help keep its troops safe while still evacuating those Americans and allies?
I don't think there's anything startling you're going to see. We're going to do it the good old-fashioned way, which is to say redoubling our intelligence gathering efforts. We're going to push those security perimeters out further. As distasteful as it is, we're going to up our cooperation with the Taliban. We're going to use all the technology we have. But yeah, the dark end of the spectrum here, Peter, is if the Islamic State acquires a shoulder-fired weapon that could take down a C-17 on takeoff or landing, a big truck bomb. Those are what are in the back of my mind. This is going to be a very dangerous few days ahead. Hey, last thought. That base, Landstuhl in Germany, I commanded that as the NATO commander. Those servicemen who are there today are getting the best care on the planet Earth. We ought to think of them, and we ought to think of those families of the servicemen as we go about our summer weekend.
Certainly are, and praying for their quick recovery there. Admiral James Stavridis, we appreciate your time and your expertise. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.